In this video we're going to take a look at multi-macro mode in version 2.4. So first of all, there are two ways you can run macros in the switcher with multi-macro mode turned on or turned off. The factory default is off, and in this mode each macro runs individually and independently on its own, one at a time. So in this case I've got some macros that cut between clip players on program. So you can see if I hit this one, I've got some user pauses in there which are inserted with a pause 0 event. And as normal, I get a take button on the corner of my FlexiPad, and as I hit the take button, each step of the macro actions, and we can see that my sources are cutting. So as I run the macro, I can take, which you'll be familiar with if you've used user pauses before. I've also got a version on ME3 that does the same thing here, take. If I come over to the menu, under Setup, Panel, Custom, and Macro Mode, I can turn on Macro Multi-Recall Mode. Now you'll notice on the FlexiPad there's a small change here. Where the event counter used to be, I now get an indicator telling me the switcher is in macro multi-mode, and that's also the case over here on the crosspoint pad. And I've also got a macro all cancel button instead of a take button. That's because I no longer need the take button to push through these steps. Now, when I push the PP clip macro, each time I push it, the switcher will perform a take on that register. This works a bit like pushing an attached macro multiple times, which you could do in previous versions, but I can now do this from the FlexiPad as well. That means I can run two macros at the same time on the FlexiPad, so they're both lit orange, and when I hit the PP one, you'll see the PP cut happens, and when I hit the ME3 one, the ME3 cut happens. And I can do these in any combination. And you'll see as I'm pushing these buttons, the actions are taking place on their respective MEs. So I've got two macros running side by side at different stages. And I can run them all together, or I can cancel them completely by hitting the all cancel button, and we have no macros running anymore. That works anywhere on the panel, including on the crosspoint pad, the FlexiPad, button attachments, or utility areas. Now this is really useful for creating toggle type macros where one pushes on and then there's a user pause and another change happens, and that way I can keep hitting a button to toggle between 2 or 3 states, or for cycling through sources just like this, as I'm demonstrating on the desk. I can even, with them both running, use an all take utility command to move all of them on together. If I come over to bank 3 on my utility area up here and go to Panel, Module, Utility Function Assign, I can come down to bank 3 and I can start assigning those functions where I might need to use them. So if I go to bank 3 and just at the top, go for a utility command and choose in the menu under Others, macro take all, and I can label that whatever I would like. I'm going to call that all take. I've created a button there that when I push it, both macros will advance together. So I could have two macros at different stages like that, and the all take button will take them all together until there are no steps left, at which point it will turn off. I can also add a utility command for the all cancel button if I'd like to put that on a utility pad or on a utility shopbox row, as demonstrated in another video in this series. I can put the all cancel there, and I can call that all cancel or whatever I would like. And that way when there are two macros running, I can hit that and they've gone. And you can tell they've gone because the all take button is no longer lit. So that's a little bit about how macro multi-mode works on the new version 2.4 of the MLS-X1, and how you can use it in your productions.